Today we will do a brief reading, and this one is about your love profile or your relationship characteristics. This is going to be very simple. You will select a card based on instinct, and you want to not make a long, trying decision, but instead you want to go on your instinct and just choose the one that speaks to you in the moment. This is card number 1. Here we have number 2, number 3. Here's card number 4, number 5, and obviously number 6. Now, go ahead and select which card comes to mind first, which stone are you may be drawn to, or which number are you feeling strongly about at the moment, and let that be your choice. And we will go ahead and begin with our reading. Our first card is the 8 of Cups. Now, in relationships, you may tend to have some fear of abandonment. This can come from many different experiences over your lifetime, but it's a leave them before they can leave you type of mentality. Maybe you have been hurt in the past and you really are guarded as a result of that. And you may be afraid of meeting someone new, so you may tend to revisit old safe relationships and get stuck in patterns. And so, moving forward, you might want to try to challenge yourself to make a little bit more effort to stick around. And sometimes you have to give your partner a chance, and don't assume that you are going to be hurt. And next, we have the Fool. Now, this card is a very special one. It represents newness and new relationships. Maybe you have tried every dating site imaginable, and maybe you love the feeling of new love. You like that brand new relationship type feeling, and so you tend to maybe date around a bit or hop around. It's not necessarily a bad thing, especially when trying to find that partner for yourself. However, you should remain open to change and recognize those potential long-term partners, because they are out there. And once the newness wears off, you might have to retrain yourself to stick around and see what's next, because you never know. The Fool is a bit of a wild card, and it can go in any direction. It's really up to you how you handle it. So, next we have the Page of Swords. You are very friendly, and you can be the center of attention, or you can let others shine. And these are desirable traits to find in a mate or a partner. So others are drawn to you. However, you can sometimes come across as insensitive or too blunt for some people. And for some, this is a turnoff and things don't tend to work out. But for others, they can be drawn to you because of this very fact. You may be very chatty and talk a lot. Some people will love that about you, and that will be the thing that really draws them in. They will realize that once they get to know you better, there is more than meets the eye as far as your depth. There's a lot more going on underneath the surface. Now, you can be easily drawn into petty arguments with your partner, which then can sometimes explode into a full-blown fight or argument. And so you must be careful of that. For number 4, gorgeous honey calcite. We have the World card. This is an interesting card. You are magnetic, and others are drawn to you, and you are a relationship person. You like to be in a long-term, stable relationship, and you feel that you are most yourself when you can see that reflected in another. And this has led you to have some great connections. But if you are currently in a relationship, this card may signify that it's time to take a step forward. Maybe it's time to move in or get married, or even time to plan a child if that's in the cards for you. People are drawn to your energy. You're stable and you always have the best advice, and you're trustworthy. It's that magnetism that has led you to have many friends, and the people that are around you, they feel that they can trust you with secrets. That's a great card. It's a great read. All right, for card number 5, we've got the Queen of Swords. This is a particularly interesting card because it is representative of a strong, most of the time female presence in your life. Now, this may represent you. You may be the presence that it is referring to, but more often than not, it's going to be someone in your immediate circle or right outside of it. So, this woman could be someone that you are interested in romantically, or it could be a mother or mother-in-law type figure. This could be someone you are into a lot, but she brings the drama. And the Queen of Swords is all about that instigating kind of dramatic person. Again, does not have to be a female. It can be anyone that inserts themselves into your relationships. Maybe you are in a relationship currently and there is someone that interjects in that. If not knowingly, maybe you should do a bit of investigation. There may be someone who is trying to interfere. Again, you could be the drama queen. There are different ways to interpret this, so give it lots of thought, and you may be able to narrow it down to exactly what this card is intended for. Some of you will know right away, and some of you will have to think about it for a moment. And card number 6, we have the Four of Pentacles. So in relationships, you may tend to be a bit of a control freak. You can be a bit clingy and it can manifest that way. Or maybe you are the one that prefers to have time to yourself and push others away. Either way, you like to be the one that calls the shots in the relationship. So, with any disagreements with your partner, are you the one that has to always have the last word? And you may have been called a control freak a few times. You want things your way, and that's all right. But a word of advice would be to try to listen to your partner and meet 50-50. Now, if you're the clingy type, which can tend to be with this card, maybe you want to give your partner a bit of space and recognize that it takes two. Now, in matters other than love, you can tend to be very control-oriented, such as holding on to possessions and saving money. You might be a hoarder, something to that effect, but mainly your issue is control. This could stem from many things that have happened to you along your path. We all have had things happen to us along our life path. And some things have happened to you in life as they have with all of us. And you have turned that into a need to have control. This is not necessarily a bad thing. There are times when your romantic partners would love to allow you to take the steering wheel. So, to recap, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and 6. I hope you enjoyed your mini reading today. If you're interested in readings on other topics, please comment below, and that will let me know what type of reading to do next. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Have sweet dreams.